Yo, it's Boštjan from BossLifeHacks.com. I'm here in Sofia, Bulgaria, and with me is Martin, Charmfinity, entrepreneur, crypto god. Just a really cool guy, okay? So I want to introduce him to you. We met a few years ago online. You know, yes, you can meet people online, and then we met in person, and I'm just always super happy because you have this positive energy. So maybe a little bit of introduction of, you know, who you are, what you're doing for our viewers.
Of course. Hey guys, what's up? Nice to be here on this channel of Boštjan. My name is Martin and I'm actually originally from Bulgaria. I don't live in Bulgaria, but it's cool to meet Boštjan because he travels a lot. And it's good to meet on my home turf. So welcome Boštjan in Bulgaria.
Thank you very much, sir.
How do you like the coat?
Not so much. Time for rakia. What is rakia?
Rakia is our hot drink here. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but if you come to Bulgaria, try rakia. Anyways, back to the regular show. So Martin, I'm from Bulgaria. I studied aerospace engineering in the Netherlands, and then I quickly went to work as a consultant. I did an internship in Amsterdam for strategy consultancy, and I realized I want to travel the world like Boštjan, and I started making online courses. I started doing online sales. I was setting different kind of coaching, business coaching, life coaching for a famous entrepreneur in the UK. And then, yeah, crypto happened last year, so I got into that as well, thanks to my good friends, who are the real crypto gods. And yeah, lately I've been running a video production company called Arita Media, and we make videos for 5-star hotels and resorts around the world.
Awesome, thanks, man. I have a few questions because, you know, we hung out a lot, like in, well, you know, prolonged times in these past few days. And, you know, one thing you told me about the sales you were doing back in the day, and we'll discuss other topics later, was really amazing. So what amazed me was your commission, which was insane, right? If you want, you can talk about that, but you don't have to. But what I want to introduce to our viewers is this concept of, hey, there is, because we talked about, you know, on the channel about SEO, internet marketing, blah, blah, but this is sales, right? So you sell a service or a product on the phone for somebody else, and they give you the commission. So if you're good at that, you can make a ton of money, and guess what? You just need a phone. So can you talk a bit about that?
Yes, of course. So, if you remember my story, I worked for a very short period of time in the strategy consultancy, right? And we had to write these reports for the European Commission. It was quite a scientific and brain work. However, there was one task which I loved, and that was calling strangers around Europe on the phone and asking them to give you information for your survey which they don't give a shit about. And nobody of my colleagues liked to call strangers, and I found out that I loved it. So give me the small room, give me the phone, I'm gonna call the secretaries and I'm gonna try to get the CEOs on the phone and convince them somehow that they have value to put their precious time to give me what I need. And I realized that I really like that, right? So I started doing these online courses, but at the beginning, you know, it didn't work. Like I publish a course and I make millions of euros online in one day. So I needed something. So I realized I want to learn sales, or at least I want to try it. And sales is basically, you know, convincing somebody that they should invest their money in something that will bring them value, right? So I found this business coach who was selling this big seminars, you know, you've seen like Tony Robbins kind of style, training people for coaching and stuff like that. And I want to do sales for them. And you can do that, you know, there is many different things you can sell. You can sell softwares, you can sell services, products, whatever. But there is so many jobs like that, remote jobs that you can do on the phone. And the phone nowadays is not a phone like that, but it's just through your computer, through the internet. And this allowed me to live in Gran Canaria, to live in Tenerife, to live in Thailand, and work and call people in Japan or America. Doesn't matter where I am. So I don't have to be in Bulgaria or in the Netherlands. And that was my dream, to travel the world. And that was the first way that I can make money. And if you sell expensive product and you become good at it, it actually takes a little bit of time.
Sure.
Because even if you have the talent and you like it, I remember it took me 1 month of calling every single day and getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And I still remember my first sale. We were in Budapest, we were leaving, my money was also running out.
Sure.
And I needed to, you know, make this call. And I was on this phone with this guy and he didn't have much money, you know. But I didn't give up, and I kept on talking, kept on talking, kept on talking. And finally I gave him so many discounts. You know, I created special discounts for him. And eventually when I closed the deal, I was so happy. He was happy that he got a great deal as well. But I remember my friend took a picture of me smiling from ear to ear and with the big circles under my armpits from sweat, from being 3 hours on the phone. But eventually, like everything in life, when you start like becoming better and put some time, like a couple of months, consistent effort, then you start to naturally to know what to say, when to say, to feel the other person on the phone. And then eventually I was selling coaching for 50,000 pounds, and my commission was around 3,000, 4,000 pounds, which was enough for me to live in Thailand just with one sale like that for a month. So there is many things you can do sell online, so I hope that this was useful for people.
Super good, perfect. I've never done like sales myself in this way. I mean, I do it for my business, but this is hardcore, you know. You're a sales guy, you either close or you don't get paid, right? So this is hardcore. And what I want to mention just as a tip, because you know, if you do want to have your own business and whatnot, like what I recommend to people first is like you need a bit of cash saved up, right? And sales is one of the only professions where you're almost unlimited by how much you can earn per hour. And this is important. If you work in McDonald's, like, look, it's $5 or $10 an hour and that's it. You need to work 100 hours to make 1K. With sales, if you're good at it, you can call for 1 hour, you can make a lot of money. But again, it's sort of, you know, emotionally more challenging and stuff like this. So okay, so we had that sort of thing. Can you now tell me, I really loved when you talked to me about your travels in Japan and your project with like the video shoots, if you want to talk about that. I really like that story. So
okay.
if you can tell me about that a little bit, and our viewers, that would be super dope, your Japan story basically.
Yeah, sure. So back to the introduction. I told you that my last project is called Rita Media, and we make videos for hotels and resorts, right? So we met with Boschan, and he asked me, oh, how did you start with that? And it's a pretty cool story. We went to Japan this summer with one of my best friends. He's also a professional videographer. This is what he's been doing for the last 20 years. And he has an amazing girlfriend, but his hobby is to make these amazing videos for models, right? Now, I was single at that time, and he asked me, Martin, can you help me to find some models? You know, these beautiful, sexy girls. I would like to make a couple of videos for them. And I'm like, bro, you're the right person. You know, this is what I do in my free time. So we made a very a small campaign on Instagram, like a 30-second video saying that we are coming to Japan, international videographer. There's going to be a casting call for models. And for 3 days, 40 girls applied. So we had now a different issue. We had to select, you know, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? You know, first world problems. You know, I wish you this kind of problems in the new year. So what we did is basically we filmed those girls, but my involvement in the project was basically to arrange the shoots, to make sure that the right girl is the right time and he knows what he needs to do. And I didn't have to go to those shoots because this is not my passion, you know, making videos. However, I really enjoyed the process of arranging the whole thing, and in the evening, of course, going out and partying with these amazing people and seeing Japan and all this cool stuff. But one of these girls, she had 50,000 followers, right? An Instagram influencer. So she could stay for free in the hotels, right? And she told us, guys, why don't you, you know, come with me, stay for free in a 5-star resort, and maybe even you can make a video for them and you can earn some money. And this is the first time I realized that I could run a business, something that I'm not good at, you know, making videos, stay for free in amazing places, and also earn money, right? So I just want to explore this idea further, and maybe if you're starting a business, you can just use it as an example. Just explore it a little bit, you know. I called a videographer, a professional videographer who's been traveling and making these kind of videos for some time. And I talked to him just to realize how it works, this industry, these videos, these hotels and everything, because we didn't have portfolio, right? And I gave him a lot of value during the call. I told him, have you thought about this and this and this and this and this and this and this, many business, you know, advices. And at the end of the call, he told me, bro, can we just do it together? You know the business development, I do the videos, everybody's happy, right? So that's about it. And
I got a super good point. Thanks for sharing this story. And this is why I asked you as well, because I think this is what a lot of people miss in this, let's make a business. So what you've done is, like, you just started with something as a hobby, right? Oh, that's gonna be cool to do, right? And then like, wait a minute, I can make some money as well, right? And this is the perfect mindset that you want to have, because this will ensure, Tim Ferriss calls this scratch your own itch, right? Because if you're just, I see this a ton, right? I work with email marketing. I see a ton of these young e-commerce store owners, right? Because e-commerce store is relatively easy to start. it's not easy to get good results, but like almost anybody can do it. But the problem is people don't give a shit about it. They're just like, this is my money tree, right? So if this is your money tree, you by definition will not be so invested into it, and you won't be having fun, and then burnout and all that shit happens. Because when you're kind of doing something you're passionate about, it's way easier, right? I'm not just saying follow your passion always, but I'm just saying this is a good approach, right? So, okay. For our viewers, maybe as last closing words before we tell them how to reach you and things like that, what are the 3 to 5 tips that you have for somebody that is currently, let's say, either finishing their uni or they're like at a entry-level job, but they are kind of thinking, okay, how do I push out of this current situation? How do I start either working online, either moving around a little bit? What are your like top 3 to 5 things that you think?
Man, that's a great question. And before I answer it for you guys, I just wanna I just wanna add something to what he just said. Basically, he was saying to you that you should follow your passion a little bit, or your skills, or your talents, or your interests, if you don't want to burn out. And Boshin is a great example, but because what he's doing right now is, we talked about it actually in Barcelona, is around what you like. You like writing. Yeah. You read a lot of books. Yeah. You write these amazing Facebook posts, not for the money, but just because you like writing. Sure. And that's why for you it's easier to stick with that for long term and actually make money, because you can make money with writing, right? Yeah. And I have friends who are very good at e-commerce, and they have it as well because they love commerce in general. They thought like years before, oh man, I would like to have stores in different countries and make export and import, and e-commerce now is a easier vehicle for them. Yeah. And that's why they stick, and they like the results, and they like to see the click money. So yeah, but if you don't like it, it will be more difficult and it will be easier to give up. Yeah, so this may be a tip number 1. Try to think what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and try to align your new business venture to something you probably enjoy doing. Now you can see that both of us are very social guys. We like to talk to people, so probably that's why we have YouTube channels, probably that's why we make Instagram videos and stuff like that, right? So something we enjoy doing. But for both of us, it took years to try different things. If I didn't try this internship, I'll never know that I like this. So then I followed that direction. So try different things, I will say.
Can I add something to this super good thought? Try different things, and here's the great part. If you kind of like what you're trying out, even if you fail, like it's still gonna be fun and you're gonna learn. And here's the big fat secret, like you will fail in the beginning. There's no way around it, at least a bunch of times, right? So at least make it fun. So you fail, you learn, it's fun. That was a good story, right? Like, yeah. So please continue with your tips.
Yes, and to give the other side of this tip, basically, if you're not extrovert, if you're super introvert, you could learn sales like I did, but probably it will cost you energy. If you're introverted, probably it will cost you energy to call strangers, to be so much more difficult for you to become good at it. I know introvert people who are good at it, but try to make it easier for yourself. And if I could add one last tip, read the book, The Education of Millionaires. Okay? It's a great book with all these tips that we can talk for hours about, about mentors, about learning sales, about learning marketing, about the mindset of being an entrepreneur, The Education of Millionaires. All right? That's about it.
Let's add this book down in the description. So maybe give us a few channels where my viewers can, find your YouTube channel, your social media, some other things.
Yes, guys. Now I know that you love my content, and I know that you like to see more of it, and you like to follow me and subscribe to every possible channel that I have.
And give him money. Money. Don't give money.
So please follow me on Instagram and YouTube, Martin Georgiev. I'm gonna give Boshin everything, so you can check it below and send me a message somewhere. Tell me what you think about this video, and yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you for having. And as a last thought, what he just said, please reach out to me, drop me a comment, like that means you, like the person in the screen, like you, right? Because here's the thing, like you're like, oh, all this, like no, like you, if you right now you like jerk off every day and you go to school and you hate your life, like drop him a comment and be like, hey dude, like which video should I watch? What can I do? And is like he might respond if you're cool, right? So really, anyway, taking action
Cool,
in the
guys.
new year. Have a great time. Drop the drop the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.